Welcome to another episode of Mind Autonomous. I'm your host, Angelo Tahadari. Today I got a few questions for y'all. So I'm just going to go right in. And I hope that the questions that I have are questions you have the answers to. So without further ado, what is the extent of your being? What is the scope of your being? Who are you? What are you? What makes you you? See, I study metaphysics, and if you were to go to the word etymology, you will find that it comes from the Greek words ta meta, ta physica, or ta meta, ta physica, meaning the works or things after physics. And this is based on the writings of Aristotle. Now, I want y'all to keep one thing in mind. Aristotle never used the term metaphysics. In fact, the term was used many centuries later, mid-16th century to be exact, long after his death. Metaphysics can also be interpreted as the transcending of all things that are either natural or physical to the material world. I also study ancient Egyptian mythology, or the Shatat Necher. The Shatat Necher being the way or wisdom of the hidden divinity that's behind all creation, or also the philosophy, the spirituality, or the religion of the ancient Egyptians that was said to have been given to us by the primeval sages and espoused by human beings to develop their full potential as it pertains to spirituality. So the idea of metaphysics predates the Greek translation by thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians were practicing this science for thousands of years. So in ancient Egyptian mythology, there is a divinity that we refer to as Heru. Heru is said to have been the master or ruler of the earth, who transcended the material world and became either a sun or sky god. And subsequent to his ascension, he took on the name Heru Ur, or Heru Ur, spelled U-R. So if you take Ur and put it in front of self, you have yourself, or you are self. And so Heru is a great metaphor for where we as human beings should want to eventually be as far as spirituality is concerned. So when I ask you who you are, what makes you you, and you reply, I am a human being, there are so many definitions to what a human being is, what a human being consists of, and what's the extent of a human being. But when I say that I am a human being, I am actually saying that I am a spiritual being, and I am everything. I am the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky, the atmosphere, the trees, the earth. I am the rivers, the streams, the lakes, the ponds, the ocean. I am everything that makes up this composition that is the universe. So my extent is great. So if I am everything, I can be whatever I want. I am not limited to any one title. A title like dad, or mom, or employee, carpenter, contractor, a teacher, a salesperson, electrician. But I am so much more. See, when you when you give yourself a title, you are by default limiting yourself. So you don't aspire to be outside of those limitations. So you are limited to whatever you're doing at the present moment. See, we have to get to a place of not just existing, but actual living. See, rocks exist. People, are we rocks? See, a rock serves no real purpose until a human being with a functioning and capable mind comes along and decides to either pick up that rock, throw it, destroy something, or use it to build something impressive and massive like the Great Pyramids. Some of us are not living. We're just existing, taking up space and wasting time in this realm of space and time. Our main goal is to awaken spiritually and have a realization of ourselves and recognize that this material world is only illusionary, and the real living takes place outside of what is tangible. This is how you channel your inner Heru and become master of the earth. Once we obtain this knowledge of self, we begin to transcend this physical world that is nothing more than material. See, we have to stop putting such value in material possessions because those things are limited, okay? They're not abiding. So therefore, those material things only provide happiness, which is temporary. See, these are all things that can be taken away from us by way of confiscation, by way of incarceration, by way of death. The only thing you take with you in death is your mind, your spirit, your soul. So pack light. Before my father died, he had already reached supreme spirituality. So God said, you're already here. You're already here. Hence, it's time to shed the physical aspect of yourself and ascend in spirit form. So God said, you can't get any higher with that weight that's holding you down, that flesh, that bone, that blood, and anything else material you won't need where you are going. See, my father also let go of the pain, the anguish, the sorrow, the anger, and forgave his enemies, thus shedding more weight. See, my father had to check his bags before his journey to heaven. He had to check his bags. And so what did he take? He took his mind, his spirit, his soul, and the eye that is all those things needed to complete the transition. So to conquer yourself is to realize that there are no limitations to what you are outside of the material world. There are some people that assert that the word hero comes from or is derived from the word heru. So this is what I want my viewers to do. This is what I want you to do, listeners. I want y'all to be the hero. Be your own hero and save thyself from limitations, titles, labels. Okay? What is your being? Are you a human being being human, or are you a spiritual being being spiritual? Quit being labels. Quit being titles. Quit being stigmas. Quit being what people call you. Quit being what people say you are. And be what your spirit is in terms of your God-given ability. Live through your spirit, and there will be harmony between the mind, the soul, and the spirit. See, if you're not living through your spirit, there is dissonance. And so this is why your life may be in shambles. This may be why your life is in disarray. This is why, maybe why you are depressed, because you're not living through spirit. You're trying to appease this physical body. And this is where the problem lies, family. So be the hero and conquer yourself. I love y'all. Peace.